What's good, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Daily Dollar Podcast. This is episode 17. I'm Art Morrison III.
I'm Cait McCready.
Episode 17 of season 2. We've been doing this for over 50-something episodes. So, today's episode is Thursday. Let's have a little fun. Question of the day is...
This is fun because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what makes it more fun.
Yeah.
But it's your lane. Can real estate agents screw you?
Yeah.
Whoa, careful. How can they screw you?
Is that really how the question is worded? Can real estate agents screw you?
For political correctness, I can change it. Can real estate agents... I don't even know what...
Like, is that the title of the episode?
That's the title of the episode. I said we're going to do a fun one.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
that's...
Give me some ways you can get screwed by an agent.
If you have...
Keep it PG, please.
You want me to keep it PG? Hey, babe. Okay, so I mean, you can have an agent who just like doesn't know what they're talking about and like doesn't give you the proper information, leads you to a wrong area, doesn't know how to negotiate, doesn't communicate well with you or the other agent or the attorney or title or, you know, like...
Is that screwing you or is that just a bad agent?
Well, what do you mean by screwing you?
Come here.
Because you said to keep it PG.
Well, I'm saying, right, that's a bad agent. The way the question was posed in regards to screw you, it's like, can they almost like scam you? Like, can you get scammed by an agent? And obviously you can get scammed by anybody. So I want to really specify the question. I wanted to jump into how agents have a fiduciary duty. Come here, bro, you're doing too much. Sit. Agents have a fiduciary duty. Break that down. What does a fiduciary duty mean?
That means you have to do right by your client.
Like you have to, by law.
By law. Like you have to do everything in your power to make sure that client comes out with the best
in
situation
the best interest
possible.
of the client. So a client could say, I hate myself, I want to kill myself, I want to sell my house for $1.
Why'd you do it in that voice?
Well, I'm just saying, right? That's the voice that of somebody who's negative, right?
Sounds like that.
You as an agent you literally have discernment to say, that's not in your best interest, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Once they contract you as an agent, you actually have that duty. Now, you don't have to be their therapist, but you definitely can't allow them to put themselves in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to scare people who are potentially being real estate agents. It's not that huge of a responsibility. What it's really in place for is to protect you or protect clients from an agent saying, what's an opportunity where it makes sense for the agent but not for the client?
Like a net listing. Like, okay, if a client tells you, okay, I only want $200,000 for my home, but you sell it for $300,000 and you take the difference. So you take that $100K difference as your fee for being an agent.
Big if the client doesn't understand that they can get $300,000.
Right.
So if you're an agent, you're like, yo, you can get $300,000 for this, and they're like, no, I just want to get rid of it. I don't want to play. I don't even want showings. Dump it. Now as an agent, if you want to buy it yourself at $200,000 and relist it for $300,000.
Okay, but you have to be very clear. Like, okay, this is what I'm doing. You have to let them know.
No, it's all about what's the D word?
The D word?
Yeah. What is it all about in real estate?
Disclosure?
Disclosure, yeah, it's all about disclosing. People just need to know. If you don't disclose, it can be taken as being screwed or being shiesty or being a scam.
Yeah.
If you disclose, that really like covers everything. As long as you disclose, like, hey, a best example of why that law is in place is if you're selling someone's house for them as an agent, but they're selling it to somebody who you have a relationship with.
Yeah.
So for example, you might represent a seller who's selling to me. You still gotta do what's best for that seller. Now, you also have to disclose, hey, this is my boyfriend and partner. So we're trying to buy this house for cheap. Do you understand that we're offering you lower for the sake of speed? We're allowing you to leave the furniture in. We're telling you don't have to fix nothing up. We're waiving all inspection and appraisal contingencies.
Yeah.
And once they then it's okay because it's disclosed to everyone involved, title, attorneys, whatever. But if you keep it hush hush, and we were watching The Watcher the other day on Netflix, and like the agents in there were like basically preying on people who had somebody die in the house, and they're going in giving them, oh, well, now the value's gonna drop. I could list it, but you're gonna get pennies for it. But I'll tell you what, my partner, he'll buy it from you for this much, and that's 50 grand more. Like they're really like self-serving, being shicey. So it's really just about honesty. But to go back to what you were saying in the beginning, you can get screwed by an agent the same way you can get screwed by anybody who is just not good at what they do.
Yeah. I mean,
it don't make it malicious. Screwed is screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, regardless.
What were you gonna say? Even what?
No, I was gonna say, even like if you just haven't, like they could know what they're doing, you know what I mean? Like you said, maybe it is or isn't malicious, but I've dealt with so many clients that have no idea what they're doing or like where they are. Like I just picked up clients who moved down to Tampa like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like essentially their tour guide as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I could bring them to the wrong place, knowing that I'm bringing them to, or not knowing, you know?
You could say, there's a lot of that.
And that happens. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, that's screwed in my book.
Yeah, I mean, screwed is pretty ambiguous. I'm just thinking about, sometimes we do deals without agents. Every professional in the transaction can screw you if they're not good at what they do or don't know what they're doing or are unorganized or any of the things that you said. We've been almost screwed by attorneys. We've been almost screwed by lenders.
Yep.
Right? We've been almost screwed by not so much title because they have a very definitive job of what they do.
You say almost, like we have been screwed by all these people.
I said almost, we have absolutely been screwed. Yeah, like we've had lenders in the 9th hour change terms, right? Yeah. Require more capital, which now messes up your relationship with the seller. We've had attorneys do something wrong. My first deal ever, the attorney drew up the contract wrong. I was trying to wholesale. They drew up the assignment agreement wrong. They drew it up like a commission. So it looked like the seller was paying me.
Yeah.
And the seller, again, red flag, and now I got bumped out the deal of a wholesale deal because they're like, I'm not paying this dude to sell it, that's dumb. When it's really supposed to be the seller nets this and I'm charging an assignment fee to the buyer, right? Small thing, lost me $15,000 of a wholesale fee. Instead I had to do like a ghetto side agreement with the buyer who luckily I knew.
Yeah.
Right, but you can definitely be screwed by any professional in real estate, but from the agent perspective, there's a lot of ways, but agents have a fiduciary duty, but all they can do is try their best and disclose. So before you choose an agent, make sure they're not a rookie.
It's so important because like we're like essentially our own bosses. We don't really have, like there are—
Who's we?
Agents.
Okay, just making sure you can be talking about we.
Yeah, like we don't have, like of course there's like checks and things like that. There's paperwork where we have compliance, we have the fiduciary duty, but there's not somebody really hovering over you the whole time. So you can absolutely have a client and mess them up. So it is very important, like if you're gonna use an agent, to pick a good agent that knows what they're doing.
How do they pick a good agent? What's the
They
obvious?
call me.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's one of your better.
Call me, DM me.
DM you where?
At Hi Cait McCready, at HICAIT.
Oh, when it's time for you to make money.
Ready?
If you guys watch these or listen to these episodes, she never spells out the IG like I ask her.
So.
And now she want to spell it because it's money time.
If you want an agent, hit me up.
But in all seriousness, if you're looking for an agent in your area though, how do they determine a good agent, right? Referrals stands out to me. Because how do you know? Somebody could put a really good IG together and only did like 2 deals.
Oh yeah.
Right, so referrals, Zillow has testimonials, right? How professional is their website? Talk to them on the phone and interview them, interview a few. We always chalk it up as like, okay, if I'm a young, white, blonde girl, I'm gonna wanna use Cait because we relate and look alike, right? You think that, but you still have a duty to interview other agents, look at referrals and all that, because what you actually might need for your first home when you're pregnant and you have a kid on the way might actually be an older woman realtor who's been doing this for 30 years and really has the most connections and really could find the best property for you.
I saw this agent that I met yesterday, she had a picture like on her listing or whatever, and you could tell this picture was from 20 years ago.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, she was a good agent, but it's like, all right, this is how you're marketing yourself, like visually, versus like who you actually are.
The older people in real estate love using that same headshot from 1995.
From the 80s, yeah.
But for me, especially being in this business, not as an agent and as a client, like I low-key want the more polished, like I don't want to keep having to have this conversation of my bad. When in real estate, you're gonna get a lot of my bad conversations. Contractors, agents, lenders. Use the homies if you want, right? At the end of the day, if you really want true fiduciary duty done on your behalf from an agent, call Cait, right? But do your due diligence. Anyway, that is the last episode of this week. That concludes episode 16, or is it 17?
I don't know. Eric.
13, 14, 15, 16. This is episode 16. No, it's
I
not
don't
16,
think
it's
it's
17. Yo, episode 17.
Yeah.
This concludes episode 17. Follow us at United Home Relief on Instagram. Visit unitedhomerelief.com. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe this episode and all our episodes because they are awesome, if I do say so myself. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, every platform, we're on it. You can follow her at Hi, Cait, C-A-I-T, McCready, M-C-C, Ready. You can follow me at Art Marson III on Instagram. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Catch you next week. Peace.